This is a button mapping of Shattered Pixel Dungeon for the wireless controller for Nintendo Switch Lite and OLED model YZC-07S. You can find this controller on Google if you just search wireless controller model YZC-07S. It has two versions to it. It has the Pro version and the wireless controller version. I'm currently using the Pro version. The only difference that I've noticed so far is that in the Pro version, the D-pad can be used to move your your character around. It With the D-pad, you're not able to do slants like you are with the left stick. You can only do directionals, left, right, up, down. But with the left stick, you can do up, right, left, down, including slants. With the wireless controller version, the D-pad, up, down, left, right, actually is button commands, but they cannot be programmed at this time. My current button mapping is quick slot 6 is my quick slot 6 right trigger. And I usually use this for my primary weapon's secondary action. For example, I'm playing Huntress right now, so my attack button is R1. Or I'll just explain this in PS4 controller or PlayStation terms because it's better for me. But my right trigger, or R2, is quick slot 6, and my R1 is the attack button. So if someone were to come into this room and I clicked R2, I would just click R1 to click the next enemy that I need to attack. L1 is what is L1? R1, L1. L1 is next target. So if I had multiple targets in this room and I clicked choose a target, if I was in choose a target mode and I clicked R2 to get into choose a target mode, R1 would click the opponent that was first highlighted or closest to me. But if I wanted to kill the enemy that was closest over here instead of like right around here, I would click L1 and it would cycle the enemies for me. And then LT is the backpack, or L2 is backpack. This gets rid of the reasoning or the need for quick slotting the backpack. Next, or sorry, not quick slot, the wheel for backpack. Go into here. There's options for inventory selector and quick slot selector. So if I say instead of quick slot selector being left thumb or L3, inventory selector is now going to be L3. So this is pointless. I get rid of the need for this wheel with the ability of hitting L2. The only cumbersome issue currently is that when I click L2, I can't D-pad from here, around into these slots. That would be ideal for me to get around into the backpack and then be able to click on something like Spirit Bow to either drop, throw, or shoot. And for this menu, it would be nice to have D-pad be an option to click, drop, click, throw, or click, shoot. Not click, but like move your cursor around between drop, throw, and shoot. And then there would be a button. For me, it would be R3. I'd be able to click R3 to click shoot, and then it brings me back to this menu. The up action button, or what would be triangle for a PS4 controller or a PlayStation controller, is currently zoom in. And then what would be circle or I got, what would be circle, or the right action button is used to zoom out, zoom in, triangle, zoom out, circle. Square is currently wait. If you hold it, it lets you rest. Our left action button. The bottom action button is currently used to search or examine. I was saying that in the press again to search option, if it allowed me to use D-pad to um, directly decide which square on the map or current room I'd like to, like from my character position, what square I'd like to examine, that would be pretty nice. But currently, I would have to click, double click to search, or click and then use my finger to examine something that's not directly near me. And R stick, I want to get rid of the cursor because if you're playing on controller, you don't use cursors. It's not very useful. It's very what's it called? It just slows down. It slows down the game for you as a controller player. There's currently this option to automatically pick up things as you walk over them. Well, not walk over them. As you walk up to them, it picks up by itself. So that gets rid of the reasoning for the pickup button, or the solo option of pickup button, because with the wait / pickup item action, you can just use one button to both pick up an item if someone is coming into the room. Usually when you're playing this game, if someone's in the room, you're not allowed to pick up items unless you decide to, because every moment or every turn is a turn. But with the wait and pickup option, if a marsupial rat were to walk into the room right now, I could just use the pickup option, pick up what item I needed, and maybe go on about my gaming experience. So the pickup option is no longer required. R3 currently does this thing where if my cursor is on the field, it will send my player to where the cursor is. And I would like to change that. L3 is my quick slot option. If I want to quick slot something real quick, I can just go, let me hit cancel. I should just be able to quick slot it very briefly. Or sorry, if I want to click my quick slot, something inside of my quick slot, I hit R3 and I can just go ahead and hit, I hit L3 to get to my quick slot options. Anything that's down here. And then I use R, the right stick, to cycle the quick slot menu. And then I click R3 to use one of the options. R3 also was used to send the bow's arrow in the direction or square that I placed it at. Ideally, instead of using a quick slot option, like a quick slot wheel or menu, I could use D-pad to just cycle between what's already present in the quick slot options. Like I wouldn't have to use a button to get to the quick slot options. And this is my entire button mapping setup. Back is still start. This is a default setting. These are the default settings, and they weren't really working for me. Nothing else is binded down here. It's all right here. Cancel. So instead, back is start. Left click is right thumb or R3. Wait and pick up are the left action button. Quick slot is now L3. Examine is the bottom action button. Attack an enemy is R1. Special attack does not exist. Special attack does not exist. Pickup item does not exist. Resume motion does not exist. Next target does not exist. Let's go ahead and just get rid of these. Confirm. The unbind key also does not work at this time, so I'm having to bind and unbind in order to unbind. Examine is still the same. Next target, L1, journal. Let's get rid of this. Select currently is not bindable with this controller, so that's just something that the controller might be having an issue with. Middle click does not exist, and everything else is the same. Yeah. My only suggestions would be to have, well, I can't help but notice that it's you're allowing us to bind buttons or bind at all because someone might be using keyboard on mobile or someone might be using controller on mobile. It would be nice to have a scheme menu for controllers just to make it more simple and for D-pad to be more actionable instead of it being something that's movement based, because that's what L stick is for. And I was stating that when in certain options such as choose a target mode, D-pad should be used to select the squares around my character. Like if I wanted to shoot right here and choose a target mode, I'd like to use D-pad to decide the tile or square that I'm shooting at, and then have another action button be used to dictate when and where I shoot. And that's all I have for now. These are just my suggestions as someone who would like to play the game with a controller. When it comes to the main menu, I was thinking that the D-pad could also be used just to cycle the things that are like off screen or like the HUD. Anything that's in the quick slot menu, the backpack, the exam button, the weight rest, options, journal, and hero info. It'd be something that you can cycle with D-pad and then use an action button to click into. And I think everything else works perfectly with the button mapping that I currently use. So let me know how you feel about this, and also, yeah, let me know. Also, congrats on 10 years on your game. I had no idea it existed until like a year ago. Like nearly 6 months ago, or no, like about a year. And I've been absolutely obsessed with it. Congratulations to you, and I hope you many successes.